Housing for New Hope is a nonprofit organization. We are 17 years old. I'm the founder director during that time. We'll be gone about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes at the outside. You'll meet some different people, both who work with the homeless, like I do, as well as those who have experienced homelessness. Following you. Okay, more still. One of the things that we do is to do outreach and engagement services in the community. And our primary program that does that is a program called PATH.
As we go out into the streets where people are living in abandoned houses, under bridges, in the woods, wherever they are, and if they appear to have a mental illness and have been homeless for a long period of time and have not been able to go to normal facilities and knock on the door and said, I need some help, I'm experiencing a crisis. These are the people that we're really looking for, those people that don't know how to do it on their own.
You would be surprised if you sat and talked with some of these people. They want the same thing that you want. They want to be treated the same way that you want to be treated. And because we look at them and they look different, or they sound different, or maybe they smell different, we have a tendency to treat them differently. Taking your time.
Thank you. So excited because they've also got, they've grown out of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like to introduce you to members of our rehousing team. First, this is Cynthia Harris. She's our team coordinator.
Good morning.
And with her is Sam Fisher, is our peer specialist.
Good morning.
You heard Debbie mention peer specialist. That means someone who has themselves been homeless and may have had some of the issues of people that we're working with.
And it's a rewarding experience because my expertise of being homeless and coming from the bottom up, and one thing about reading it and experiencing it, people can identify a little bit better with those situations, and it gives them the hope, and that's what we do. We give them a shot of hope.
Meet Hap Johnson, our property manager, as you come through. Hap Johnson. Hap has had many roles for Housing for New Hope. He was one of my first board chairs. So once upon a time, I reported to Hap.
Homeless people, homeless males, and single males and females with a disability.
But some do have a job.
Some do have jobs.
And how do they get to where the job is?
We have people, oh my goodness, now I have one, let's see, how many over here? Two, we have about 5 with cars.
Oh, okay.
So, and then those that don't have transportation, they have a counselor that comes over once a week to check on.
One person that moved into our Sherwood apartments, say, for him, maybe for others who looked in, it was just a little room. But for him, it was his mansion on the hill.
Really?
And he treated that. He stayed with us for 12 years, and when he moved on to a home ownership situation. So there is movement that goes on. So.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Gotta go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. We're going to finish up our trip here with you all, and I want Michael to take a couple minutes, tell you about why we're sitting here, and then he'll ride with us as we go by our next stop. So this is Michael Kelly.
The reason we're here is because this is where I used to live. If you can look right over there where that tree's falling down, that was where I went into the woods. Now the city has cut it back some. It used to be a whole lot more woods there. But right there is where I live. I asked a gentleman for some change, and it was Alfonso Williams. He pulled all this money out of his pocket and said, the kind of change, I got money if that's what you want, but the kind of change I have for you, you have to want it. Then Deanne started to come out, reach me out there.
And y'all met Deanne. She was the first person you met.
I still wasn't ready to change. I just, for me, I felt like the world had disowned me. I refused to accept the fact that I had a drinking problem. Deanne and Housing for New Hope people convinced me that I needed to get help. And I did. I went into the Phoenix House program, went through the Phoenix House program, graduated that, moved into Andover. And after I moved into Andover, Deanne asked me to start working with her because she thought it would be good, someone like me who's been there, to come back out here and talk to all these fellows because they know who I am. They know who I used to be. They've seen me change. They're all happy for me. Many of them tell me they wish they could do what I did, but they just can't change, just like I couldn't change. I'm sorry. It's
Sorry, Michael.
But
It's a real thing.
it's difficult to talk about it. I ended up sick in the hospital dying, and the doctors told me if I didn't stop, I was going to die. People describe going into the light or going up. I felt myself going down. Hearing things I didn't want to hear. So I begged God to let me make a amends. God, I can't die like this. And that was my moment of crisis. I came back up into the light. God, let me live. And I'll never go back. I live in Andover apartments.
Yes, everybody was just there. He has an apartment there for a little while longer.
Yeah, I won't be there too much longer. We're about to see.
You stand up and tell them where we are.
It's kind of difficult to see from right here, but that is my new habitat home. They do them as duplexes for single people, so I will have a neighbor to the left side. The left side is her front porch, the right side is my front porch. I got the corner lot. January, it should be finished by the 1st of January. So that's when I will transition out of Andover into my own home. So with the help of Housing for New Hope, as y'all can see, I have gone from living beside the railroad tracks all the way to being a home ownership. So in a little over 3.5 years, I've gone from complete homelessness, living in the woods, to home ownership, just like Alfonso Williams used to say. And I'd grin at him when he would say something about homelessness to home ownership, because I thought he was talking about himself. But he proved to me that I can do it too, just by listening to suggestions and doing the right thing, and the next right thing will come along. I mean, it's just been amazing. I'm overwhelmed with the simple fact that it's happened that fast.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. A lot of hard work.
Eric, anything you want to say?
Michael,